What's going on? What's up? It is Crew, aka Rainy Storm, checking in for the Moon Sign series. We are diving into Moon in the 11th house. So, my Moon in the 11th house is welcome to my humble abode. I am your cosmic rootwork astrologer specializing in evolutionary astrology. So, if you would like to know more about your past lives and you would like to know more about your journey here on this plane, you can definitely hit me up for personal readings. At this current space and time, I am taking personal readings on a donation based, tip based, and also a barter and trade base. So y'all can definitely hit me up. All those links are definitely below. Make sure y'all check that out. And then I also have I just lost my train of thoughts. My Mars and Gemini is Mars and Gemini today, and that's fine. But other than that, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Moon in the 11th house. So let's talk about the moon first. Moon being, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. That's what I was about to say. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe, and also leave comments below, because I love to hear y'all's comments. So, Moon in the 11th house. What is Moon? Moon is our emotional energy, right? It's our emotional, the way in which we relate to our emotions and express our emotions is the energy that you usually see, especially that's raw and untamed by society as a child. So you definitely could have saw this energy play out when you were a kid. And what you'll also see here is your connection to your mother or divine feminine energy in your life. And you can also see this being tied to your ancestral roots and past lives as well, okay? And so when we talk about Moon in the 11th house being ruled by Aquarius, this is a moon that's very heavily tied to community and humanitarian pursuits. This is where you see a moon sign that is closely and much connected to like friendships. So friendships mean a lot to the moon in the 11th house here. And when I say this, when you have the friends, you have the friends. Like Moon in the 11th house is like, yes, it's very collective oriented and collective based. But when you have those people that you jive with those people. And it's very hard to let go of the friends that you invited into your bubble and circle with Moon in the 11th house here. Okay? And so what you have here, especially with Moon in the 11th house, not only do groups and friendships mean a lot to you, but also progressive and humanitarian pursuits. You are definitely, when it comes to the system of thought, the system of this world, in this life, you can be a little bit more unconventional when it comes to your emotions. And your emotions are, when I say express, your moons, I would say in the 11th house, the way they express their emotions, I feel like a lot of times is through the things that they care about in the world and also through their creativity. And I know a lot of times when we talk about 11th house, or we talk about, I would say, Aquarian energy, a lot of times people are like, oh, the Aquarius is so cold and detached. And while that might be true, that there is this side of Aquarius that can be very emotionally connected because it's connected to the collective, okay? You know, and although, like I said, they might not show that on the surface, deep down inside, if they care about you, baby, they gonna care about you, all right? So you can definitely see that with Moon in the 11th house. So being collected or being connected to groups that, you know, speak to the revolutionary spirit inside of you. Also, Moon in the 11th house can be very revolutionary in thought, revolutionary in its ideas and ideals. You can also see this being an energy that is, you know, you just want to be careful. You know, I talk about Colty energy with 11th house or Aquarian energy being tied tribally. Now, on a positive tip, and Colts, you know, when we talk about cults, they can mean a couple of different things, but we know what kind of cults we're talking about here, okay? Like the Marilyn Manson cults, I think that's his name. Like, you know, then the Jim Jones drinking the Kool-Aid kind of cults and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like that's what I mean here. So being connected to a tribe and not necessarily the group think, because the 11th house, especially Aquarius energy, can sometimes be this group think energy. Like we all think this, and if y'all don't think that, then you know what I'm saying? So just being aware of that kind of energy as well, especially when it comes to like groups and collectives that you're a part of and things. You also are, you know, you can also find secret societies here. So people who have hidden groups as well. Am I telling too much of Moon's business? I might be, but who cares, right? Because this is something you could know. Okay, so being a part of underground secret societies as well, or maybe secret groups, hidden groups, because the moon is hidden here. It can also be moon in the 11th house as well. So, maybe having secret, if then it's not secret groups or organizations that you're affiliated with, maybe you have secret friendships. So maybe you have a friendship or an allegiance to somebody that you probably shouldn't have an allegiance to, and you don't want nobody to know about it. But moon in Aquarius, or moon in the 11th house, is definitely it can kind of be behind the scenes here. Maybe you have some behind the scene members and friends that you associate with that are very closely connected to you. Or maybe you even have friends, that might be emotionally connected that's kind of off in the distance. Not that 11th house is necessarily distance, but, or maybe you even have friendships or relationships, moon energy, that's connected to people that are just very unconventional. The ways of thought, they don't have to be Aquarius, but they're just, the ways in which they think, the way in which they communicate, the way in which that they see the world are just completely different from like the regular degular society status quo, and so maybe you attract, people who, I know this is not Venus energy per se, but maybe your emotional state, you jive with people who think differently than you, depending on what's aspected to your moon. You might completely negate it, even though it is a part of your path, right? Or you might very welcome and accept this energy into your life here as well. Also too, moon in the 11th house, like I said, is very communal, is very tribal. This is where you can see people who, like we're seeing, especially with this Pluto and Aquarius transit, you see people who are, maybe they want to live outside the walls of society. That can bring them a lot of comfort. These are the people who are comfortable in living, because moon is what makes us feel at home as well too, right? So maybe, you have an unconventional way of living, you have an unconventional way of even being in relation to other people, whether that's romantic relationships and intimate relationships. Like, this is stuff that you readily, feel. This is the way you readily, just, I don't know. It's very, I would say, just kind of out of this world, the way in which you gravitate towards your emotional state. And also even like your ancestry and things like that. Maybe they were part of collectives and stuff. Maybe they were part of parties, or like I said, group collectives and organizations and things like that. Or maybe they were like activists and they had very revolutionary spirits. And this is something that you also picked up on in this lifetime as well. So that's a little bit what I've had of moon in the 11th house. We're going to move on and close this week up with moon in the 12th house. So y'all make sure if y'all following along, that's what's up. Welcome. And if you are returning, what's up? You already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking out without a doubt. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and also leave a comment below. And I will see y'all on the next video. Deuces. Oh.